just consume the product, right?
Mortal Kombat 1's gameplay is, the best way to describe it is that it's very frustrating.
Fortnite's like this. Fortnite is free. Mortal Kombat 1 is a fully priced Fortnite.
Barely any skins to unlock? Mortal Kombat 11 had more content than this. We paid $70 to $110 smackaroo dollars. Best combat I have ever played. Shut up and be grateful that we even got something.
I bought 4 premium copies. I know I keep harping on this. It's not because I'm rich. Mortal Kombat 1 is not a free-to-play game.
Charging for fatality is nasty. It's offensive. Why is this game in 2023 not offering crossplay? I knew this game was going to be incomplete when we didn't get an Invasions trailer.
But I am advising that you be constructive and you be respectful when doing this.
First, before I get into this video, the last video I made, it kind of did way better than I thought it would. So to anybody who's new and just watching, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. That's all I really asked for. I don't really plan to do this on any kind of dedicated schedule. I just enjoy making videos when I have something on my mind, and I like to get it out there. So thanks for watching. Regardless, subscribe, like the videos, comment. I'm definitely checking it out and having fun interacting here on YouTube. So thank you, everyone. I wanted to make kind of a follow-up video to the last video, considering, as I said, it did a lot better than I thought it would ever do. There are definitely parts where I didn't articulate my thoughts as well as I would have liked, but even then, I think it still was okay. And I would like to use this as a way to kind of maybe fill in some gaps as much as I can. Also, Mortal Kombat 1 has had some pretty intense updates as far as, you know, showing the business practices that they are utilizing for this game. If it isn't clear to you, let me be the first to say this. MK1 is an early access game with free-to-play monetization tactics. So how did we get here? You know, that's really the question that we need to figure out. Mortal Kombat 9 was kind of the first Mortal Kombat, I would say, that really had like just a more viable competitive aspect. You know, the 3D era games didn't really carry that weight. I always felt like the success of competitive aspects of Mortal Kombat 9 was kind of, you know, on accident. And that's the thing. That's the thing about those kinds of games when they build up their own like kind of competitive scene. You know, it's all kind of really organic. It's not forced. How Mortal Kombat is working now with design choices for content and balancing. There's a heavy focus on the FGC and competitive and pro circuit. And the problem with that is that 99% of us will not be pro players. It's not that you can't eventually become the best, but like, damn, Sonic Fox is probably the best fighting game player right now. Like, you can keep on trying, like, you'll get there. I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm trying to say, dude. Just probably my first time playing the game for about almost like 3 or 4 days, and then I jumped on, and the first ranked match I did, I ran into a Raiden and a Cyrax. The game gets so fucking dry after having to deal with the same overhead kick and the same 2 low kicks into the shock move, shock move, shock move, shock move, shock move, over and over again, just to chip me out. And it's just not fun to just sit there. When a Mortal Kombat game releases, this should be a celebration of these characters. This should be a celebration of our expression through these characters that we have got to know for so many years. They're just fictional characters, but they clearly hold some kind of weight in people's hearts and imaginations. Expression is squandered by the fact that NetherRealm has created certain characters that are obviously overpowered and without testing it out and going back to fix things. And I don't even think it's really necessarily overpowered. It could also just be a deal of people not really taking the time to go out and test things on their own. There's so much that's offered in the game, but people just want to copy all the top players. Yeah, I need to try to be more positive about the game. I'm trying to be more positive and like making negative video. Like nobody wants to make negative videos about this game. We all want this game to be the best that it can be. Unfortunately, it's just such a dumpster fire as far as the choices and the monetization and just the fact that it was a rushed product. Like it's clear that this game is struggling, and it's an extremely sad thing to see. We don't want to see this. Nobody wants this. We want the best. This game, based on the roster alone, has the chance to be the best Mortal Kombat as long as it just fixes all these issues that it has and avoids being soiled by monetization tactics that are scummy and insulting. So pros for the game. The fighting objectively is I think it feels good, and I think it's an overall improvement from the likes of Mortal Kombat 11. The stages look incredible. The music in the game is pretty well done. What the hell else? You can't just release a Mortal Kombat game and it's just Combat League? That's all I can do in this fucking game? This is a fucking free-to-play game. I neglect to talk about the online because I don't really worry about the online. I'm more worried about like what's the actual package like, and online is online. Like it's just there. Like, okay, I can play the game online with other people. That's kind of just expected. Like what? Like, there's no reason to talk about it. Does it work? Is it good? No, it doesn't really work. It's kind of ass. I never feel like my inputs are ever coming out the way how I want them to, but whatever. I'm not gonna think about that too much because it's online. Like, yeah, I'm hoping they'll do something about it. I'm hoping they'll make it better, but if they don't, that's gonna show. Invasions is, interesting. The concept of it works, but there's no creativity that is put into it. You need to give us some real challenges. These armored enemies and ridiculous modifiers that make it so that you can't even participate in the game properly is just, it's discouraging to having the player do anything as far as just experimentation or just exploring the game's like features. The game, it devolves into you just mashing a string and just hoping that you get through the enemy so that you can get to the next one. I really think Invasions needs to remove armored enemies and modifiers. Maybe that can be some of the nodes, but not all the time. All the other nodes, we need more than just armored enemies and modifiers and survival. We need more than that. Hoping and begging that NRS is working on something different. If this is all Invasions is going to be, it's going to die really fast. Nobody likes it already. I'm not touching season 2. If I play through one of those mesas and there's not enough there for me to latch onto beyond armored enemies and modifiers again, I'm not gonna play it. That's all you need. You just need variety. One node, you're doing the armored enemies, sure, and then another node you have to do chess combat. And when I'm saying all these different things, I know that we're not necessarily going to get all these wacky mini games in this game. I'm not asking for that in particular, but you definitely need to do, you know, make it so that one node you're doing it without cameos. I feel like a node where you have to do combo trials is something that could be implemented easily. You know, the same way you guys do the clues, have some like combo trials to make you get like some really secret stuff. That I could do some variety. So this was from a user Shao Kahn. I'll see if I can put this on screen somehow. How to make a good MK1 game. Open world conquest mode where you use any character to encounter fights as you explore to find win/win items as well as reveal story and lore. Mini games like cart, chess, puzzle, and Shaolin Monk side scroller or 2D hack and slash mode, co-op tag, no cameos, 1v1 mode, PvP mutators for casual PvP, no combo. Some newly designed game mode is desperately needed because you need modes. You need things to break up the fighting in a fighting game. I would ask for 2 game modes that really break the confines of the game, like even like just like a side-scrolling platforming type, very simple beat 'em up mechanics. At least I think we need at least 2 of those. I think it's chess and the 2D fighting. That would shut me the fuck up on some single player content. I will tell you that. Give us instead of the open world, just give us a camera with a meaningful rewards for exploration as far as Easter eggs and just, you know, being able to get special keys or something, anything, whatever. Give us more stuff about lore, co-op tag, no cameos, 1v1 PvP mutators for, I think those 100, all of those are doable and should be. And once you have that amount of variety and creativity inside of Invasions, then you can say that game mode gives you hours and hours of content. Just that lack of content, man. I'm fighting for the content. I'm fighting for the content. That's all I really want. If we can get content in this game, this will be a good Mortal Kombat game. I've dedicated my time, my hard-earned money to this franchise for years. And now it is turning its back on me, and it doesn't feel nice. I would say that that's the same experience that a lot of people are getting. I remember there was a time when I thought Mortal Kombat Armageddon was going to be the downfall of Mortal Kombat, and not because it was a bad franchise, but it was just because it just didn't have the funding anymore. But Armageddon was still like a game that I was happy to be playing. I still look back on that game fondly. Even if it's not the best Mortal Kombat, it still tried. It cared about its fans. It didn't just try to take every single penny out of their wallets. Recently, there was a Mortal Kombat 1 patch. Let's take a look at that. The pros want the game to be buffed overall. They want buffs overall. I think that is a good philosophy. I think buffing overall does make the game quote unquote more fun. But the issue with Mortal Kombat 1 is that currently it is in a state where everything is just crazy. There's just too much going on sometimes. So things need to be toned down right now. And I think that's a mess up on NRS's part. And I think that's another indicator that things weren't play tested properly. Johnny Cage is crazy for no reason. Johnny Cage needs to be toned down. Sure, you can adapt to it and try to understand. Johnny Cage is punishable. He is punishable, but he shouldn't be that hard to punish. It's literally just not fun. I don't play against Johnny Cage players. Sad thing about all this Halloween fatality mumbo jumbo, video games are the only market where all the burden is placed on the customer. There's no other market where you can be sold a product and be told that you have to just accept it. But I mean, well, I guess we can get refunds, but it's like, I don't know, man. I personally think there might be grounds for like some sort of lawsuit, but I know NRS and Warner Brothers probably they got lawyers, so they more than likely are not in any type of wrong anywhere because we're just dumb consumers. Stop pre-ordering the games. Stop paying for premium bonuses. Don't buy the DLC, because if we want to make things change, we need to make sure NRS and WB recognize that this is not okay. Fighting games should be celebration of the community, not us tearing each other apart, becoming toxic with one another because we have buyer's remorse, because the game is clearly incomplete. If NRS and WB don't say something or make it clear that they want to do better, I really think this is it again for Mortal Kombat. I think this is it. I personally don't really feel like playing this game anymore. I have dreaded every time I have looked at that icon and got ready to double click it. I dread playing this game now. And I hop on the Combat League and I'm just like, here we go. Kenshi, Johnny Cage, Raiden, Johnny Cage, and I'm done. I don't want to play it anymore. I think I'm gonna go back to Street Fighter 6. honestly. Or Resident Evil 4. I don't know, something.